everybody. So today we are starting another one of my videos in my top 100 movies of all time. This is number 30 through 21. So we're getting up to some of my favorite movies of all time. So I love all of these films. And so definitely let me know what you think about them all in the comments section. I've really been enjoying reading everyone's comments about my picks. And so here we go. So at number 30, I have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. And the reason why I have this movie, I mean, I really could pick all three in this spot, but I think Dawn was the one that I liked the most. I think it's such an interesting dynamic between Caesar and Koba. And Koba, he wants to protect his family by going out and fighting. And that's he sees Caesar as an appeaser. And whereas Caesar sees him as trying to fight for peace. And so you have this interesting, I think, dynamic between the two of them that really is moving. You also have the humans who I think are really moving too, where they're trying to survive. And I particularly just loved the scene where Gary Oldman's character they get electricity back and he gets to power his iPod and look at his children. And I had never really thought about the fact that all my pictures are online. Unless I'm going to frame it, I never print pictures. And just if I were to lose power, I would not only lose power, but would lose so many memories. And I don't know, it was just, that scene to me was devastating and beautifully done. And it also was fun. I think the Apes on Horses stuff is fun. You got Ape Rambo scenes, I think is great. And I think this movie has everything. It's so well acted by both the motion capture actors and the humans, and it's so convincing and beautiful, and I love it. So 29, I have Perks of Being a Wallflower. This movie, I just did a review of it for my teenager month for family movie night, so check that out. You can hear more of my thoughts. But it was a movie that I connected with strongly, that I really felt like it could have been my friends in my high school. And I felt like it got so many things right about coming-of-age movies that so many movies get wrong. I loved it so much. I saw it 3 times the week it came out, and I still love it when I watch it. I think it in the end, I think it is pure truth, what Charlie realizes and what he learns. I think that Paul Rudd is great as the teacher. I think that just so many things, like the party scene, is authentic to the way that parties really are, instead of being these huge over-the-top things that you typically see in high school movies. I love all the performances. Ezra Miller is so great as Patrick, and I like Emma Watson. She does the accent pretty well. I think this is her best role, in my opinion. I think the whole message of we accept the love we think we deserve is moving and truthful, and I just love this movie. Soundtrack is amazing. It's my number 29. 28, I have Slumdog Millionaire, and I love this movie. To me, this movie is a very hopeful movie about how having love can carry us through even the darkest times in our life. And yeah, this movie is not a cynical movie, but I think it's pure truth. And it's just so bright and colorful and beautiful. And I love all the performances. And I think it is a hopeful movie about love. And I love it. So I have it at number 28. Plus the music is super great. Number 27, I have Moonstruck. Moonstruck is such a great script, and it's such a rich movie with so many characters. It's not just the Cher and Nicolas Cage character, who are brilliant, but also you have her mother, played by Olympia Dukakis, who gets a whole story that's very compelling. Her scenes with John Mulaney are so good. When she finally confronts Cosmo and basically says, you are going to die. You need to deal with it. And so great. I love all of the writing and, just the scenes you're a wolf without a foot. So great. It's very passionate. It's it uses music really well. The whole opera scene is so great. I love Moonstruck. 27 for me. Number 26, I have The Apartment. This movie is such a brilliant movie about work, and I love movies about work and the things that the Jack Lemmon character kind of learns, because it's sort of an interesting study about how far you're willing to compromise in order to get the corner job. And at first it starts out this sort of harmless thing, like he's just kind of letting people use his apartment and he goes somewhere else, like no big deal. And he gets all these perks. But then like quickly he has to make one more sacrifice that's a little bit more compromise, that's a little bit more and then another and another. And the Shirley MacLaine character is really wounded and really interesting and moving. Freddie McMurray is like you've never seen him before, as just this scoundrel. And I just, it's filmed so beautifully, so it captures that like claustrophobia of just being in this kind of cubicle life. And I think that they have really great chemistry, and I think that it's really moving and just a really interesting, well-acted, well-made movie that I just connect with a lot as far as messaging, and it's great. So I have The Apartment at number 26. Number 25, I have Dirty Dancing. And Dirty Dancing to some is just like a silly movie, but I think it's one of the better coming-of-age movies ever made. I think it's really about, it's not just a dance movie, it's about a girl becoming a woman and learning to kind of decide what she wants out of life and what she's willing to fight for. And it has things that I don't agree with. I don't agree with abortion. And yet here you have a character who is not the lead character, but is having an abortion. But I feel like the choice feels authentic to that character, and it's certainly not preaching that that's like the right thing to do. And so it becomes moving to me, and all part of her growing up, and like such chemistry between Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey, and of course you got your iconic moments at the end, and it's just the best. So I have Dirty Dancing at 25. Number 24, I have another movie with Jerry Orbach in it. I have Beauty and the Beast, 1991. One of the best scores and songs of any musical, of any animated musical ever done. They're so great. Howard Ashman on his deathbed writing it. Alan Menken, one of his best scores. Such an amazing cast. Paige O'Hara, Angela Lansbury, Jerry Orbach. It's just so great. Such a lovely movie about forgiveness and allowing people to change, and not judging people just by the way they look outside, but by their hearts. And so can't go wrong with that. Beautiful animation, and a really, really funny, enjoyable villain. So for me, Beauty and the Beast, number 24. And the only reason it's not higher is because I have to admit the live action movie did expose a few of the movie's flaws for me, with Belle being kind of a snot to everybody in the town, and some of the other things, which is unfortunate. But anyway, that's where it ended up, 24. It's still very, very high. Number 23, I have Pillow Talk. I love Doris Day. I had her Calamity Jane earlier on this list, but I love even like her more movies. I still really enjoy her. I think that she's just had that true star quality. And her and Rock Hudson obviously had incredible chemistry, were incredible together. And this movie is so funny, I think. And it's so naughty. It has so many double entendres and so many things but I think it's really funny. And Tony Randall's so great in it. And the ending is so funny. And I like, I think it's Selma Ritter as her housekeeper or whatever, that's drunk all the time. Love that. It has a lot to say, I think, actually, about sort of this battle of the sexes thing that certainly was a thing, when it was made, but we still are kind of dealing with some of those stereotypes and some of those things. And it's just a delight. It's very funny, very romantic, and one of the best. So there you go. I have Pillow Talk at 23. Number 22, I have one that maybe some of you haven't seen, but if you've been following my channel, you know how much I loved Song of the Sea. And this is the stunning film by Tom Moore about a little boy who is having to deal with the loss of his mother and his sister that has these magic kind of qualities to her as a Selkie. This is in Ireland, and they end up getting separated, and he has to get his sister home and before she dies because of the power of the Selkie. She needs her Selkie suit, and their father is grieving, and I just found it such. Not only is it gorgeously animated with beautiful music, but it has some magic with the owl mother and her sort of grieving over her son that's lost. You have these other people that are looking for the Selkie and trying to stop them, and but the whole time the amount of growth that the little boy experiences by the end of the movie, I think, is so moving. And when he finally gets to say goodbye to his mother, it is just devastating and beautiful, but still hopeful and lovely. And I just love this movie. So it's number 22 for me. Number 21 for me is the first movie to ever truly make me laugh. It's Home Alone. And Home Alone, of course, we know it has these violent sections with these booby traps, which are so funny when you're a kid. But I think it actually, those parts aren't that long, and they're the parts that people remember the most. But actually, like, most of the movie is him just figuring out how to live and how to thwart these guys in more sort of subtle ways, less violent ways. But there's actually a real heart to the movie. And I think as a kid, not only did I find it absolutely hilarious, but I found it really empowering that Kevin would go to the store by himself, or would know how to do all these things by himself. And that was the kind of thing that I would want to do. And of course, it's Christmas. I love Christmas movies. I think it's super funny. I think John Candy is super funny in his little part. Catherine O'Hara is so great, even though she's like horrible as a mother. But it's very funny. I still think it holds up. It's very sweet, his relationship with his next door neighbor. And I love the John Williams score. I think is underrated. Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern as the Wet Bandits are super fun, and they're going for it. They're game. And so I love it. So for me, it's 21. So there you go. That is my 30 through 21. We have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes at 30, Perks of Being a Wallflower 29, Slumdog Millionaire, 28. Moonstruck at 27. The Apartment at 26. Dirty Dancing at 25. Beauty and the Beast, 1991 at 24. Pillow Talk at 23. Song of the Sea at 22. And Home Alone at 21. So there you go. That's my list. Next, we will be doing 20 to 11. So that will be really huge. So let me know what you think of these picks. And thanks so much. And I will talk to you. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye.